Hey guys, welcome to today's journal with me where I will show you how you can use oracle decks and tarot decks for your journaling experience. Today we're going to be using the Creative Journey Oracle deck, which is designed by me and Practical Magic, as well as the Practical Magic Tarot deck, which was designed by Practical Magic. So I will show you how to get started. Basically, what an oracle deck is a complementary card deck to the Practical Magic Tarot deck. So if you're not familiar with tarot cards, I will link a similar video where I do tarot journaling in the description down below. This tarot deck consists of 78 cards that are divided into the major and minor arcana, and as well as divided into different suits such as swords, cups, wands, and pentacles. For the oracle deck, this one is actually a creation that we came up with because we wanted to expound on the creative journey and basically add in some different mantras and quotes that remind us of the creative journey, and that was the whole idea for this deck. All of the artworks are done in collages. That's actually me. And we've created 4 different suits, so they come in 4 different colors. You have this blue one, which is the dreamer. You have this green one, which is the artist. We also have the orange one, which is the scholar. And you also have the pink one here, which is the maker. So these are all actually derived from my Patreon tiers. So in every box of the Creative Journey Oracle deck, you have an explanation of what our Oracle deck is about. You also have a how to use this deck sort of prompt on how you can get started, as well as a little overview about each of the 4 distinct parts. As I mentioned, you have the dreamer, the maker, the scholar, and the artist. So what we're going to do is we're going to be drawing 2 cards from the oracle deck. We're also going to draw 1 card from the tarot deck. So the number of cards depends on how many cards you want to read, basically. Usually I try to do 3 card readings because I find it easier for me to understand as well. I'm not a pro tarot reader. I would say I do it as a hobby and I really enjoy it. So what you're going to do is to shuffle, and I'm just going to get 2 cards. The location of where you're going to get the cards, it depends on you. I just follow my instinct. So I'm getting 2 cards here, and I'm not gonna flip them open yet. We're going to be getting a card from the Practical Magic Tarot deck. As I mentioned, this deck has 78 cards. Our oracle deck has 40 cards. So for oracle decks, there's no specific number, but for tarot decks, it's really by default 78. So I'm just gonna shuffle this, quite a handful to shuffle. Same thing, just spread out the deck and pick which one resonates with you the most. So I'll pick this out. And these cards, when I draw them, they basically serve as a prompt for me to journal about, and I think that's what's interesting in general about tarot, because you can leave these cards to your own interpretations. So by default, I am doing a prompt or a question of what do I need to know right now. So let's flip these open and I'll explain more about that. So the first card says, discover something new. This is from the Dreamer suit. This is also from the Dreamer suit, which is very interesting. They're also the succeeding numbers. So this is investigate what moves you. And for the tarot card, the one that I got is the Fool. This is such an interesting reading. So how I would like to associate these is how they relate to my own personal life and my creativity in general. So the Fool is a major arcana card or arcana. This is the first card in the tarot deck actually, and you will see that this woman is trying to leap onto uncertainty basically, and the whole idea of the Fool is someone who is just going for it, a bit of a risk taker, and someone who is just foolish around, and someone who likes to wonder. If you're wondering how I know about all these tarot information, I did study a bit of tarot last year. So if you want to get into it, I will also supplement some links down in the description. So this card is the Fool. This, I would say, is also applicable to artists in general, because as artists, we're also super uptight, and having drawn the Fool makes me realize that I have to really get out there, be a little crazy sometimes, and enjoy the ride, not take things too seriously. And in relation to the Oracle cards that I got, so Discover Something New is pretty self-explanatory. You can see here there's a magnifying glass, and fun fact, these are all photos that we took. These are actually photos from my personal archive. Discover Something New may symbolize something about finding what else inspires you and trying to be genuinely more curious. I feel like that's something that I really need to add in my life at the moment because I've been too uptight and too strict with myself. And in relation to the card, Investigate What Moves You, it's really a signal to figure out what inspires me, how can I make things a little bit more foolish and fun and enjoyable, and what risks I can take with regards to discovering something new and investigating what moves you. Because, you know, when you are inspired or when you find something that really pushes you forward, the possibilities are endless. And with that in mind, having the Fool as a guide to know that helps you also propel forward and move forward with your own creative journey. So I hope that made sense with the reading. So now what we're going to do is we're going to apply these readings to a journal spread just to give an idea on how I try to synthesize all the information I get when I read my cards. So the way that I approach reading for cards and doing a journal spread about them is basically the same way that I would write about what has happened in a day. I will get my date sticker. So today's Friday as I'm filming this. I also have a sheet of the limited edition stickers that we created when we first launched the Oracle deck. They are no longer available, but they will be coming soon, so we'll make more announcements about that. These are basically the collage images that we used for the deck, and I converted them into circle stickers, which is super fitting because the Discover Something New has a sticker here, so we're definitely going to use that. And the way that I see this is it's really an opportunity for you to have fun with the journal spread, really experiment on how you can best analyze the cards that you drew. Well, for me, in my case, I like to start with designing the layout first and make more time for writing later on. And I'm sure you've seen this in some of my previous journaling videos that I really try my best to do all the layering in advance, just so I can allot more space for writing. And in this case, if I'm writing a lot of things, I really have to be able to provide enough space for the writing part. So that is something we are definitely going to do. I also wanted to share with you that when you write or you journal about Oracle or tarot decks in general, you can really experiment with any tool that you have. In this case, I'm going to be using some stamps from Everyday Explorers. This is one of my current favorites. It is the 26 prompts stamp set, and they come in different prompts. Basically, I am looking to use this today's top 3 because I feel like it's such an accurate representation of the top 3 cards I got for today. So I'm just going to use a clear block to put them over here. And sometimes I forget about putting stamps in, but you know, this is one of the days that I don't, so I'm just gonna add in. I'm currently using this Versamagic and Pumpkin Spice. Very autumn feels, and I super love the hue. I think it matches this whole vibe that I am going on here. I'm also gonna go ahead and use this alphabet set to stamp in some headings. I got this in Malaysia. It's one of my personal favorite stationery items, and I really like the serif font. It's very classic. So when I write, I just try to figure out which are the important things I want to highlight. So in this case, we want to definitely highlight all the things that are written in every card. So I'm going to start off by writing the tarot card here, just so I wanted it to sort of have the encapsulation of how the whole reading was. This is entirely up to you. I just like the fact that the Fool is a very major card, it's a major arcana, and how you can correlate this with these 2 prompts because these are oracle cards. So I'm going to start off by writing that on top. You want to slowly pull it out because, you know, some parts might not still be there. But yeah, generally that's what it looks like. It looks like a nice, like, little spot there. Maybe I could add something more here, but for the meantime, let's move on to the right side. You know what? I'm gonna add more stickers here. I feel like could use some more. Maybe some of these pink ones. And the palette here. Here. Yeah, I think that makes a lot more sense. So to recap, we got the full card, which I already wrote here a little bit of explanation. And for the oracle cards, we got cards 9 and 10, which are discover something new and investigate what moves you. And I wrote a little bit of summary over here on the right. So these are the cards for your reference. And this is the final product of our journal spread. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope this gave you some insights and ideas on how you can journal about your tarot and oracle readings. Let me know if you like these types of videos, because I definitely love talking about tarot and oracle to you guys. And if you haven't yet, the Creative Journey Oracle deck is available at abbeysy.store, practicalmagic.co, and soon on everydayexplorers.co. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!